you'll remember that just before Christmas, we followed the story of Emma Webb, who set herself the extraordinary challenge of pulling a life-sized horse for 157 miles in memory of her teenage daughter, Brody, who took her own life.
So Emma walked from Brody's favourite showground in Chepstow, South Wales, all the way to the International Horse Show in London to raise awareness of mental health in young people. Emma will join us in a moment with Miles the horse, of course, but let's take a look back at their journey.
It took more than 2 weeks, crossing hundreds of miles from Wales to England. Emma and her resin horse capturing the hearts of everyone she met. All in memory of Emma's daughter Brody, a rising star of the show jumping world who spent every spare minute with her beloved horse Archie. She took her own life in 2020, aged just 16. The route saw Emma and Miles walk the 158-mile stretch from Brody's favourite showground in Chepstow to the London International Horse Show, and Prince William was among those who showed support. Reaching London, Emma navigated Christmas shoppers along Oxford Street. By her side, those who'd also lost loved ones, sharing her passion to raise awareness about suicide prevention.
We know how hard the grief hits you. You know, Brody was Emma's only daughter, you know, but Emma's lifted herself back up and she's pulling this horse in memory of Brody because she believes other families do not have to go through this grief.
Her constant updates on social media meant she never walked alone. By the time she reached the finish line, a huge crowd waited for her. Thanks to the kindness of strangers, many who she now calls friends, Emma's challenge raised almost £60,000 for charity.
Oh, it really was an incredible effort. I'm very pleased to say Emma is with us. And, of course, Miles, come and join us here.
Hello.
So nice to see you.
Nice
what
to
an
see you
extraordinary effort that was. Looking back on it now, looking back at those pictures, what are your memories? What do you think?
It was just an absolute, a journey, really. You know, things went well, things didn't go well. Yeah, it was just one of those lifetime experiences that, you know, I'll never, ever forget. So, yeah.
And Miles got a little bit of damage. It wasn't easy going for Miles altogether, was it? Tell us about him.
He broke twice on the way. So, luckily, each time that he broke, we were really lucky enough to be saved by somebody. So the first time was along the canal path, and there was a lady waiting. She'd been following the tracker and asked us if we'd like to go in for a cup of coffee. And yeah, so she said her husband was an engineer and he could fix him. And then the second time then, we were lucky as well. We were walking along and somebody came out to fix the T-bar because the T-bar broke just down the bottom there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Having seen you, these pictures of you travelling through the wind and the rain and the mud over the last... It's great to have you here in the studio with us this morning. And I have to say, I mean, you're both looking great.
Yeah.
But Miles is looking in particularly amazing nick, and I didn't realise he's got like sort of diamonds or something on his...
Yeah, it's a nice bridle. One of Brody's close friends is, that's her pony bridle. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's quite special.
Oh, it's fantastic. And you had so much support along the way, didn't you?
Absolutely, yeah. So I didn't walk a step on my own. Support from the 3 dads walking, from the 3 mums walking, and then just people that I didn't know, family and friends. So it was really lovely to have all that support along the way. Including
one very special supporter that you didn't know. Shall we have a look at that?
Yeah, I think so.
Prince William?
A bit shocked. The initial 12.
That was quite somebody to bump into.
It was indeed, indeed. Yeah, I was really, really shocked when he came around the corner and shouted boo. And,
I love the fact that you just took a moment, didn't you, to think, hang on a minute,
yeah,
who's this?
I did, because I just thought, oh my goodness, you know, I don't know how to address Prince William, and that's when he stepped forward and put his arms out for a hug, so that was really, really nice.
So you didn't need to worry about titles or anything like that?
I didn't know, yeah. Like old friends.
But I mean, that is just one person who stopped you, yes, the Prince of Wales, but it shows you must reflect on just how your story, Brody's story, has affected so many people.
Yeah, you know, the impact was amazing, really, which is what I wanted to create. I thought that I could walk along on my own with a T-shirt on and thought, well, that's not going to raise a lot of awareness for me in particular. What can I do to sort of create that buzz around everything? And Miles was the perfect thought, the mad thought.
Do you miss Miles when you're walking around normally now? If you're just nipping down to the shops and you don't have Miles, well, assuming you don't have Miles with you, you kind of miss him. You've got so used to
I
him.
really do. I felt quite silly when I first started training with him, and now I feel silly without him. So I actually took him back out last week to be weighed. So, and the amount of support still.
Has he lost weight?
Yeah, no. I'd put on a bit, I think. But the amount of support that still is out there, people would be paying and stopping, still donating, you know, and it's just so important that those donations have come in, and it's just been absolutely fantastic.
Just tell us about Brody.
Oh, Brody was my absolute world. You know, we loved each other to bits. She was so loving, a funny girl, loved her horses, really academically bright, you know, and she was just my world, my absolute world.
And of course, this has all been about raising mental health issues, which are such an issue for so many young people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, I've worked for Papyrus before, but it's so important, you know, that suicide is the biggest killer of under 35s in the UK, and Papyrus are particularly amazing. They've got their Hope Line, 24-hour Hope Line that people can ring in a crisis, and also concerned others can call in as well if you're concerned about somebody that may be thinking of taking their own life. You can call in and get advice from them. So yeah, it's so important that we carry on creating this awareness, and you know, hopefully, you know, we'll get there.
How important is it for you that Brody's name, Brody's legacy is part of that she lives on through all of that?
Oh, it's really important, I think, to, you know, to lose your child and to lose your everything. It is so important for people to still to speak their name, and I hope Brody would be proud of me for what I'm doing, but it also shows how proud I am of her, because I am really proud of my daughter.
What's next? What's the next challenge?
So, next challenge is maybe another walk with Miles somewhere, but also I've been creating some ideas about some children's books, a series of books which involve Miles and mental health and well-being, and also ideas for a tiny little real Miles, a miniature Shetland pony, that I can take around to various settings as a, you know, as a therapy pony. So
not a resin one.
Not a resin one, a real one, a real mini.
Oh wow!
Mini
How
Miles.
amazing would that be?
I know. Yeah, I just think it would. You know, I was at the show and people were saying that he was almost like a beacon of light in the equestrian world for mental health now, and I just thought, well, I don't want to let that slip. I want to carry on with what I'm trying to achieve. Yeah.
Well, if you decide to do that, you must let us know. We'd like to meet the real Miles.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's been lovely to see you, and
Really
resin Miles as well. Where do you keep him?
He's in the living room at the moment, actually. Yeah.
No way!
He is, yeah. He lives with us, myself and my mum, and our 3 dogs. So I'll never get rid of him now. I can't. I'm too attached to him. So, yeah. So he's staying.
How big's your living room?
It's not very big.
Emma, it's been so lovely to see you this morning, and thank you so much. Really inspiring stories.
I'm now imagining you sitting on him watching telly or something like that. Yeah. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.